Traveling the world can be an exciting experience, but not every destination rolls out the red carpet for everyone. For UK citizens, there are some countries where visiting might not be as straightforward or even safe in 2024. Today, we're exploring 10 countries where UK citizens are not particularly welcome, and why. Whether it's due to political tensions, visa restrictions, or safety concerns, these are destinations you might want to think twice about before booking your trip. Make sure to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. 1. Russia. Russia and the UK have had a strained relationship for years, characterized by diplomatic tensions and geopolitical conflicts. The situation worsened after events like the poisoning of former Russian spy Sergei Skripal in Salisbury, UK, which led to mutual expulsions of diplomats and sanctions. Russia views the UK as a leading critic in the West, particularly concerning its actions in Ukraine. This political discord makes traveling to Russia challenging for UK citizens, who may face increased scrutiny at the borders and more restrictive visa policies. 2. North Korea. North Korea is one of the most isolated and secretive nations in the world, and its relationship with the UK is minimal. The North Korean government strictly controls the flow of information and the movement of people within its borders. UK citizens, like most foreigners, are viewed with suspicion, and any perceived misstep can lead to severe consequences, including arrest and detention. The few tourists allowed into the country are always under close surveillance by government minders, who ensure that visitors adhere strictly to the rules set by the regime. 3. Iran. Iran has a complex relationship with Western countries, including the UK, which has been strained by issues such as the nuclear deal negotiations, sanctions, and regional conflicts. UK citizens traveling to Iran may face difficulties obtaining visas, as the Iranian government often imposes stricter entry requirements for citizens of countries it perceives as hostile. There have been instances of UK citizens being detained under accusations of espionage or other security-related charges, often without clear evidence. The UK government's criticism of Iran's human rights record and its alliances in the Middle East further complicate diplomatic relations. Travelers should be aware that even innocent behavior could be misinterpreted, leading to significant legal and safety risks. While many Iranians are friendly and hospitable to foreign visitors, the political environment can create a precarious situation for UK nationals. 4. Afghanistan. Afghanistan, under Taliban control, has become a highly volatile and dangerous place for foreign nationals. The UK played a significant role in the international military presence in Afghanistan, and the Taliban's return to power has led to a severe deterioration in safety for UK citizens. The security situation is unpredictable, with a high risk of terrorism, violent crime, and kidnapping. There are few, if any, protections for foreigners, and the UK government advises against all travel to the country. The lack of a functional government, ongoing internal conflict, and the potential targeting of UK nationals due to their country's historical involvement make Afghanistan extremely dangerous. Humanitarian conditions are dire, and access to healthcare and other essential services is limited, further increasing the risks for any foreigner. 5. Syria. Syria has been ravaged by a civil war that began in 2011, leading to a complex and ongoing humanitarian crisis. The presence of various armed groups, including extremist factions like ISIS, makes Syria one of the most dangerous places in the world for foreign nationals, including UK citizens. The UK government's involvement in the international coalition against ISIS and its support for opposition groups have further complicated the situation for British citizens. The risk of violence, kidnapping, and detention is extremely high, and there is no effective government control over large parts of the country. Consular support is virtually non-existent, and the UK advises against all travel to Syria. The situation remains highly volatile, with little hope for stability in the near future. 6. Yemen. Yemen has been engulfed in a brutal civil war since 2015, creating one of the worst humanitarian crises in the world. The conflict, which involves various factions, including Houthi rebels and government forces backed by a Saudi-led coalition, has devastated the country. Foreign nationals, including UK citizens, are at high risk due to the ongoing conflict, terrorism, and the breakdown of law and order. The UK has been involved in diplomatic and military support roles in the region, which may increase the risks for its citizens. The country is plagued by widespread violence, a collapsed healthcare system, and severe shortages of food and medical supplies. The UK government advises against all travel to Yemen, and any UK citizens in the country are urged to leave immediately. The lack of diplomatic presence further complicates evacuation and assistance efforts. 7. Libya. Libya has been in a state of turmoil since the fall of Muammar Gaddafi in 2011. The power vacuum led to civil war, with various factions vying for control of the country. The security situation remains highly unstable, with frequent outbreaks of violence between rival militias. For UK citizens, traveling to Libya poses significant risks due to the presence of armed groups, including those with links to extremist organizations. The UK government has limited diplomatic presence and advises against all travel to Libya. Foreign nationals, including UK citizens, face a high risk of kidnapping, arbitrary detention, and violence. The ongoing conflict and lack of a stable government make it a hazardous destination with little protection or support for visitors. 8. Somalia. Somalia is characterized by ongoing conflict, terrorism, and a lack of effective central government control. The country has been plagued by violence from militant groups such as Al-Shabaab, which targets government facilities, hotels, and foreign nationals. The threat of piracy along the Somali coast also poses a risk to those traveling by sea. UK citizens face significant dangers in Somalia due to the high likelihood of terrorism, kidnapping, and armed conflict. The UK government advises against all travel to Somalia, citing the extremely dangerous security situation. There is no consular support available, and the risks of injury or death are high. The country's infrastructure is poor, and access to healthcare and other essential services is limited, further exacerbating the risks for any foreigner. 9. South Sudan. South Sudan, the world's youngest country, has been mired in conflict since gaining independence in 2011. Internal power struggles have led to widespread violence, human rights abuses, and a severe humanitarian crisis. The security situation is unpredictable, with armed groups and government forces often clashing, leading to significant civilian casualties. UK citizens face considerable risks in South Sudan, including violence, kidnapping, and arbitrary detention. 10. Venezuela. Venezuela is grappling with a severe economic and political crisis, leading to widespread poverty, crime, and social unrest. The country's government, under President Nicolas Maduro, has faced international condemnation for its human rights abuses and suppression of political opposition. UK citizens may face hostility or suspicion due to the UK's stance on Venezuela's political situation. The risk of violent crime, including robbery, kidnapping, and assault, is extremely high, particularly in urban areas. Shortages of basic goods, medicine, and food have led to widespread discontent and protests, which can quickly turn violent. If you're planning to travel, it's crucial to stay informed about the latest travel advisories and the geopolitical climate. Have you ever traveled to any of these countries, or do you have experiences you'd like to share? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated with our latest content on safe and exciting travel destinations.